If you also want to make these types of incredible backgrounds for your animations, watch this video till the end. For this we are going to use Autodraft AI. Head on to Google and search Autodraft AI. Now click on the first link, and it should look something like this. Now sign up with your email. And click on Start Creation Journey. After signing up, here you'll find bunch of different styles and templates to choose from, like village backgrounds, aesthetic anime, kids animation, horror backgrounds, cartoon backgrounds, and much more. All the modes you are seeing here are designed for various animation styles. Like if I click on kids animations, you can see all these outputs have a same consistent style. And if I go to aesthetic anime, then all these generations also depicts a stable consistent anime style. It feels like each template has its own universe, and whatever you create with it feels related to that world. So every scene you'll generate from each template will give you a consistent output, while still maintaining variety in the scenes. For instance, let's go with aesthetic anime. A prompt box will be opened like this. Here you can create any background you want. Let's try it by typing a metal bridge between a mountain and a city, river flowing, buildings, trees, bushes, grass, sunset time, clouds and sky, and click generate image. Wow, see how beautiful the result is. It is almost 4K in resolution, and you can download it in PNG or JPEG. Let's create another one, maybe a boy and a girl sitting on a bench on the rooftop of a building of a city, starry night, moon, masterpiece. Click on generate image. And here's the result. It's looking so adorable. Now let's see how you can use Autodraft to get benefit in your animations. In order to make backgrounds for your animations, you either need an informative description of your background, or a rough storyboard of it. Let's take a look at both one by one. First, let's learn how you can make backgrounds without any storyboard. For example, here I have a short sequence of my movie. It says,
Noah lives in a very remote and old village. He aspires to pursue higher education in a distant metropolis, but he is unable to afford the college fees and hostel expenses due to his family's low income from farming.
I think I should create at least 4 images to clearly exhibit the story. Now let's head on to Autodraft and start creating. In the first scene I'll show an establishing shot of the village, and for this I'll pick village backgrounds. And let's type, people walking roaming around on path, an old rural town of Japan, houses, trees, clear sky, clouds, grass, path, and hit generate image. It's looking pretty good, so let's download it and move on to the next one. You can also change the aspect ratio of your backgrounds from here. There are plenty of options here, like if you're planning to make an animation for reels, you can choose the 9:16 ratio. If you're aligned towards more of a cinematic approach, you can choose 3:2 ratio. There are a bunch of options, you can try them out yourself. Now coming back to our story, in the second scene he is dreaming of an urban bustling city. Therefore let's type in, a bustling city with skyscrapers and huge buildings, cars, vehicles, roads, giant buildings, clear sky, and clouds. I like the results. Let's go with this one. The key here is to write accurate and complete prompts. If your given prompt is not clear, and doesn't resemble the details of the scene perfectly, then the results might not come out as you imagined. Like if you want a background image of a kitchen, don't just type a kitchen, it'll still give you some results, but they'll look generic and average. Rather be more specific with your prompts. Right way is to firstly type a short key description of the scene, like firstly I wrote, a beautiful lady cooking food in kitchen, followed by secondary components in the scene, like expensive furniture, and then things like lighting and timing of the day. Here let's say sunlight in daytime, and lastly mention the additional elements of the scene like fruits and veggies. Also avoid typing unnecessary things that aren't related to the image, like the background or purpose of your character. Only write things that you want be visible in the frame. Now let's generate a background for the college campus. Let's write, a college campus and huge building, clear sky, clouds, grass, and path. If you don't like the generated image you can anytime go back and change the prompt, until you don't get the desired result, as I didn't like the void feeling in this scene, so let's add some students in it, students roaming around. Yeah, this one is looking much better, and according to the last line, now we need to exhibit his family working in a farm in their village. Let's type in, people planting crops in fields of a rural town, crops, yield, farmer, clear sky, clouds, and grass. It's looking pretty good. The best feature of Autodraft is that you get very stable and consistent results, as these scenes are very similar in style with each other. It feels like all of these belongs to the same region. And if I'll generate the same scene with exact same prompt from a different template, they'll look completely different. Maybe, let's go with thriller style. See, these scenes are completely different in style from what we generated earlier, but all these 4 scenes depict a very similar style themselves. This is a very auxiliary feature that many AI tools lacks in. It gives you the freedom of working on any project, without being worried about maintaining a consistent style. Now let's create backgrounds using storyboards. Currently we just gave prompts to Autodraft by writing them, but if you want more precise and stunning results, you can draw a rough sketch, and use it to create more specific and perfect backgrounds. Let me show you how. We'll use the same script, but this time I'll roughly draw all the storyboards by myself. For the first scene, I am drawing some huts and cabins along a dirt path, going to the horizon. Adding a bunch of trees and bushes as well. Drawing lush greenery is a must for remote and rural areas. A mountain range and distance near horizon adds depth to the scene. Rest is some just refinement and adjustments of the huts. In the second shot, I am drawing buildings and skyscrapers using one-point perspective. Trying to fill up the whole page with versatile buildings. Again, not accommodating details in the scene, just focusing on adding elements and overall balance of the scene. Similarly, I drew the college campus. Make sure to use straight lines in buildings, or else they will look sloppy and flimsy, not just in drawing, but in the AI generated image as well. For the last scene, drew some fields and people planting crops and doing farming there. Maybe some trees and bushes will also add to the scene. Also drew some huts and cabins in distance. Let's make some mountains as well. Now open Autodraft and go to the village background, and this time click on image to image. Now on the left side you'll find there are many modes like storyboard to image, sketch to image, image stylization, and pose. If your sketch is intricately drawn and carefully crafted, and has specific and deliberate details, then sketch to image will be best fitted for that drawing. And if your sketch is vague and drawn in rough manner, go with storyboard to image. And if you have an unfinished artwork, but it has most of the essential details and roughly filled colors, then you should opt for image stylization. Now let's take a look at all of them. This is a sketch I randomly drew in 5 minutes. The character seems fine, but the background is very rough and scribbly. So I'll select storyboard to image for this one. Now click on this icon to generate the prompt, and once the prompt is generated, click generate image. Wow, it's looking so good. But as here I have deliberately drawn some specific elements in the scenes, therefore I'll go with sketch to image. Prompt is needed here as well to get more accurate results. But you can just click on this icon, and it'll automatically generate the prompt for your image. Now let's click generate image. The results are pretty good, comparing to the original sketch. I intentionally kept the sketch very loose and rough to test its potential, but the results have really amazed me. Similarly, here are the results of rest of the drawings. Another amazing thing that you can do in Autodraft is that, if you have an unfinished artwork that has only flat colors, you can bring it to Autodraft and select this image stylization mode, and what it will do is, it'll understand the artwork and render it according to the style you've chose. Wow, this is some seriously good looking results. Let's create a few more. This is a background storyboard of a short film I was working on. As you can see, it has clear silhouette and design language, but doesn't endorse intricate details and rendering. So let's generate this one as well. This is another storyboard of the same film. Let's see what its result will be. Wow, this one's also looking great. You can also remove objects or people from your drawings. Like I have this background with me I drew a few years ago, but now when I look at the rendering of the sky it doesn't look pleasant to me, so I'll go to AI Eraser and upload this image, and carefully select the area I want to remove. Then just click remove. And it's done. It has done the job decently well. Let's download it and try changing its style as well. I'll pick the painting anime style, and upload this image. Make sure image stylization is selected. Now I'll generate the prompt, and hit generate image. Wow, this one is also looking quite impressive. See how it has even added the small components like chair, cardboard boxes and plants. I really enjoyed working with Autodraft AI. And if you also want to increase efficiency in your workflow with AI, Autodraft AI is the perfect place for you. They have several plans according to your work needs. You can select the best fitted plan for you by clicking on the first link in the description.